We are with Eric Malkowski, and he is the former Cub Master of the Cub Scout troop here in Lancaster. Yep. Is there only one troop?
Yeah, there's one pack, Lancaster Pack 9 Cub Scouts. And I came to town about 15 years ago, and you know, I have two boys that got involved with Pack 9, and there's kind of a person I need to mention, Ken Raposa, who was sort of had the passion for the maple sugaring and created like the pack and how it became, you know, now. And he had the vision to start the maple sugaring process and introduce the boys to it. There's a lot of cool things they learn from it, like, you know, just working as a group and getting everything, you know, organized, and all kinds of life skills that they learn from it. Mm-hmm. And so it starts off with, you know, tapping the trees. We tap like 109 trees around town, and we waypointed them all and put them on a Google map so we can know where they are. And Mother Nature really decides when you tap the trees. That happens when it's above freezing during the day and freezing overnight.
Right. The
sap starts to run, so that dictates when we get the boys together and start tapping the trees, and we would schedule all that with the den leaders and do that. And then another project would be the collection of it, and every night you got to collect that sap when it runs. You're collecting anywhere from, you know, 200 to 300 gallons of sap. Mm-hmm. We have a tank that's 300 gallons, and we go around town to all the trees. And one of the things I used to do was schedule the different families with the boys and their parents to come around and collect 100 trees, 55-gallon drums. You'll see all of our buckets over there. And then we had to boil it, and Ken built a small custom-made sugar shack sort of boiling setup at his house. And then he had the vision to build this sugar shack. It turns out the Conservation Commission allowed the Scouts, we have in perpetuity an agreement to sugar here forever, Lancaster Pack 9, on this meadow, which is conservation land. So they'll be able to do it forever. And we decided to strip this whole field of this meadow, and we applied for a grant for 65 maple trees from the DCR and received the grant. And that first couple of years that I was here, the boys and the parents dug all the holes, planted all these trees, and they've made it. Only like 5 of them died, and there's 65 of them here still today, and they're so massive now compared to how they used to be. And then like a year or two later, we decided to build a sugar shack at the bottom of the hill so that we could create pipelines, and future Scouts could eventually tap these and send the sap straight into the shack and not have to go around town to 109 trees and collect them all. So then it turns out the wood from that, myself and Ken and a few others went into the town forest and harvested some pine trees that were due to be removed. And we took them down and brought them to a sawmill in Sterling. That's like a 1900s grade sawmill. It's run by a diesel engine now. It used to be run by, I don't even remember what the power source was, but it's a massive. And we milled all the lumber into what we have here, the 8x8 beams and the siding and everything. Brought all that here, built the shack over the course of it was that winter where we had like ridiculous snow. I think it was like 2015. Yeah, that was the year that we built this. Yeah, so.
Oh my gosh.
Then we had the idea of getting a professional boiler for it. We did a Kickstarter campaign. We raised about $10,000 and bought a CDL wood-fired professional boiler. So we got that installed, and you know, and then we worked with this for a few years, and I always enjoyed, you know, gathering the wood for it. We would go around town and get pine. We burn that because it burns so hot and boils the sap so nicely.
How big of a troop are we talking about? How many boys were involved in this?
I think it peaked at around 100 and maybe 20, 150 at one point. And
oh, that's a lot. What age are we talking about?
First graders, so what is that, like 5, 6, 7 years old? Yeah, first graders are a Tiger Scout, and then you have a wolf and a bear, and then Welos 1 and 2, and it's grades 1 through 5. So you're done with Cub Scouts when you cross over to Boy Scouts, if you want to do Boy Scouts. And the Arrow of Light is the ceremony that you do to you meet all the requirements and go on to a Boy Scout.
You said it's a big learning experience, which I can definitely see that it was. Did they earn actual badges?
We professionally bottle the syrup and actually sell it, and we'd have a pancake breakfast. So they learn about, you know, dealing with money and whatnot, various life skills. The kids and parents would come and help split this wood. You know, a lot of good outdoor activity. So yeah.
Was it actually a fundraiser as well for the
Yes,
troop?
yeah, I
Yep.
missed that part. That's the syrup sales. We would produce anywhere between 40 and 80 gallons of syrup, and we would professionally bottle it and sell it. And I remember one of the larger years that yield, the pack purchased their Pinewood Derby track, their nice aluminum Pinewood Derby track, and that track was used by the pack and then later by the regional area scouts.
That's just a fantastic project. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
This is Steve Tarver, and he is the current Scoutmaster.
Cub Master, yes.
Cub Master. You have to say Cub Master, yes. Okay. Great.
We made 50 gallons last year, 52 gallons, and that's quite a bit of sap that the boys collect. It takes 40 units to make 1 unit. So 40 gallons of sap collected. That's, you think of those big Homer buckets you get at Home Depot or Lowe's. That's 5 times 8 is 40, so it's 8 of those buckets will make just 1 gallon of syrup. So it's a lot for the boys to do. We've actually matured our process. It's funny, COVID actually, there was a bright side to COVID. We all found little pockets of innovation. We stopped driving around with one big tank and collecting it. We had different areas that boys collected. So a group of the second graders will all collect at one particular area, and we leave it up to that group of boys and families to figure out what days Johnny's collecting and what days Dave's collecting and so forth. And we have these different areas in Lancaster. Some are on private property and some on public property.
Okay.
And so we bring it all back here, and we're boiling pretty much straight. Eric was very involved in that when he was connected with the troop. Now we've got with the pack. There I do it too, right? And so yeah, so it's about a 6-week period from late January to early March that we're just going hammer and tong, and the guys are here. The neighbors around here, suddenly it gets active at night until 10, 11 o'clock at night. Not the boys, of course, but the adults. And it's a really, we just put our strap on our gear and get going and do it for like 6 weeks, and we make enough maple syrup that really finances a lot of our operations and subsidizes the dues that the boys have to pay, and we are, as a result, don't have to do like a fundraiser. We're not selling popcorn. Yes, you've got it. Yes, yeah. The $25 bag of popcorn. Yeah. We don't have to do that. It's a $15 pint of maple syrup. It's been that way for years, and it's a great fundraising tool. So yeah, the two gentlemen that do the boiling, they're both engineers, and they just get together for for 2 months and every winter, and they're here every night, and they're boiling and pulling off the syrup and bottling it, and we cap it off with a pancake breakfast in the first weekend, first Saturday in April. And the boys, in the church, we have a big breakfast. Invite the whole community. It's packed in the church hall, and the boys are taking orders and fulfilling those orders. So everybody sits at the table, and you'll have a third grader come up and say, "Can I get you 1 piece of bacon or 2 sausages? Would you like coffee?" And then off they go, and the boys love it. And we make, I don't know, $5,000 or $6,000. It really is a great fundraiser for us.
I bet it's the only Scout pancake breakfast on the planet that serves real maple syrup.
Their own maple syrup, that's for sure.
And their own, for
yes.
sure, yeah.
Yeah. So
that's amazing. And how many Scouts are there now?
Now we serve probably about 25, 30 families.
And this is a lot of work then for that many
It
kids.
is.
When there's
And
120, it's a lot.
Right. But then you're organizing 120. It's a little easier to organize a smaller group. But yeah, the kids there's sort of four parts. Eric sort of covered it. There's the tapping of the trees, which each den will go to its area and tap it on a Saturday in late January. Then there's the collecting, which is 6 weeks of every single night, some days more than others. And then there's the boiling, which the boys don't get into too much, but they'll move some wood. We'll cut some wood, and you can see the wood sheds that we built about a year ago, so they can contribute there. And the boys always come and see. The most impressive is when the shack is sort of it's just in the sunset time, and if the boiler is really going, the steam is pouring out of the rafters and out front.
Smells so
oh
good.
my gosh! And you get in there and you say, "Is that you, Beth? Marcia? Are you over there?" Yeah, it's you can't even. Yeah, it's really quite impressive. So the boys all see that, and then the fourth step is the pancake breakfast, where they sell they wait the tables and so forth, like I described.
Well, that's just awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that is so much fun and just a great project. What's your experience been like? Do you dread the season,
the
or are you
start of
looking
the
forward
season?
to it?
Oh, that's funny. A little bit of both, I think. A little bit of both. I think I look forward to it, but 3 or 4 weeks into it, because the thing is the kids do have to pick up at the areas, and when they pick up what you wind up with, they go from tree to tree and dump out whatever sap is there into a bucket, and then we'll have 5 or 6 buckets all clustered together at a particular site, and then somebody's got to go around and collect those and bring them over to the shack, and that's sort of my job. So night after night, I'm out driving around, loading buckets into my little pickup truck.
It's good for your muscles. Come on.
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. So no, I enjoy it, and the fact that it has a kind of a and you when it's over, the sap starts turning brown, it's done, and then we just the pancake breakfast, and then it's pretty much done for the year. So you're happy when it's over, but by the next year you're looking forward to it again.
That's great. So anything else we should know about it, or is it time for a little tour?
I think it's probably time for a tour. I think I've been talking a lot here.
Let's do it.
Okay. Anything with these other than just waiting for them to grow. So this one.
These, okay.
Yeah, these here. This one's, this year we're probably going to tap for the first year, and we're not going to tap every tree. They were all planted at the same time, but something in the soil around here, the underbrush grows really quite vigorously. We were out here brush cutting a couple of weeks ago, so it was literally probably, Beth, up to your head.
Oh, wow.
I want to take this opportunity first to present you with a pint of the maple syrup that we made last year. We made about 50 gallons of syrup last year.
Are you kidding? Maple syrup is
is that right? It's a policy of the two grannies. We take nothing.
Just for that,
Yes.
I get both.
All right, I'm going to put them right here behind you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we won't forget them.
Maple
Right,
syrup
yes.
is my favorite thing in the entire world.
Oh,
I
how do you like it best? Do you like it on a little in your coffee, maybe? Oh, you'll drink it straight. That's a telltale sign. Yes.
I have been
We're
known
not
to
going
do
to let you around here.
Restaurant and have something that should have pancakes. Do you have real?
Yes, I hear you. Yeah, right.